The Chapter 7 closure, question 120 says solve the following systems algebraically. So I used elimination for part A, and I multiplied the first equation by -1. That switches signs on everything. So it becomes -1x minus 2y equals -17. The x's are opposites, and they eliminate. And then I combine the -y and the -2y to get -3y. 2 plus -17 is -15. The inverse operation of multiplying by -3 is dividing by -3. And -3 goes into -15 5 times. Then I took that 5 and I plugged it back in the second equation. So I said x minus 5 equals 2. Add 5 to both sides and you get x equals 7. For part B, I multiplied the second equation by -2 to get -4x minus 12y equals -32. My x's eliminate here, and I combine my y's to get -7y. Bring down the equal sign, and then -32 plus 11 is -21. The inverse operation of multiplying by -7 is dividing by -7, and -7 goes into -21 positive 3 times. Then I substituted that back into the first equation, so 4x times 5 times plus 4 times plus 5 times 3 equals 11, which is 15. So I subtract 15 from both sides and I get 4x equals -4. The inverse operation is to divide by 4, so I get x equals -1. For part C, I substituted the second equation into the first equation where the x is at. And then I distributed 4 times 1/4 y is just y. 4 times -1 is -4. Bring this down, bring this down. Then I look for my like terms, which were y minus 3y, which is -2y. The inverse operation of subtracting 4 is adding 4. The inverse operation of multiplying by -2 is dividing by -2. And -2 goes into -6 3 times. Then I took the 3 and I substituted it back into the second equation. 1/4 times 3 is 3/4. 3/4 minus 1 is -1/4. Part D. I did do some simplifying first. So for the first equation, I added 2x to both sides and got 4x plus y equals 5. For the second equation, I added 2x to both, or subtracted 2x from both sides and subtracted 3y from both sides to end up with x minus y equals 0. Then I had opposite coefficients, so those would eliminate, and 4x plus 1x is 5x, 5 plus 0 is 5. Dividing by 5 is the inverse operation, so x equals 1. Substitute that back in to this equation right here, and I got y equals 1. Question 21 says one is driving at 55 miles per hour when the speed limit is only 40 miles per hour in a work zone. A highway patrolman is 2 miles behind one and is chasing him at a speed of 70 miles per hour. How long will it take the highway patrolman to catch up to the speeding car if they both maintain these speeds? Answer in hours and minutes. All right, so Juan was going 55. The 2 miles behind him, we have the patrolman, and he was going 70 miles per hour. So I used substitution, and I ended up with this equation right here. Subtracted 55 from both sides, divide both sides by 15, and I got 2/15 of an hour. Well, there's 60 minutes in an hour. So 15 goes into 60 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. That means he caught up to him in 8 minutes.